Minimalism versus Maximalism. I'm going to be talking about why do I think about this topic now, what do I like about the maximalist side, what do I like about the minimalist side, how do I see this dichotomy, and then my particular dream layout of homes that I would like to have. And yep, then I will end the video. So first, I'm going to talk about the reason why I'm talking about this topic in this moment, and it's because I saw this video by Sara Dietschy. She's a tech YouTuber that got pretty famous because of Casey Neistat, I think. She did like a video addressing him in a very direct way that was pretty creative, and yeah, she's been able to like sustain the platform, and she has a pretty big studio, so she has this dichotomy between having a lot of gear that a tech type review type studio needs, and also of writing a bit around minimalism, right? So
Google trend, it's crazy. It literally peaked in 2017 right off the heels.
She talks about how minimalism has peaked, and now in articles and stuff like that, the word maximalism is the one word that has been more common. And yeah, not sure why, but yeah, she talks about her studio and stuff like that. But yeah, I wanted to talk about what do I like. Yeah, so I think you can see by my surroundings that I'm not going to get into much, that I'm kind of a hoarder and stuff like that. I have a lot of stuff, and I have a pretty hard time parting out of my stuff. I don't like to sell or give away or throw away stuff. I give a lot of value to everything, right? I like little trinkets, and I also like old toys and stuff like that, and everything. Yeah, when doing Marie Kondo's sparking joy stuff, it's like everything has like at least a little bit of joy that I like. So it's hard for me. So something that really appeals to me is like Casey Neistat and Van Neistat's way of having their stuff, right? Because, for example, Casey, he has this huge studio. Well, it's not super huge, but he has like a pretty big room with super tall roofs that's like full of stuff. And yeah, he explains and his style is really cool. His style and his brother Van's style is cool because it's all like hand drawn, but it's kind of standardized in a way, but it's suited to his needs, and yeah, it's cool to see. But yeah, it's also full of stuff, but you can kind of find the things you want there, right? And I'm not sure if he talks about this here, but he shows his camera station, for example. He has all of his cameras that he's had except the ones that are really broken or stuff like that. So he keeps like a lot of things that hold a lot of sentimental value to him, and I think that's cool, for example. I don't remember exactly all of it, but for example, see all of these point and shoots. My face is blocking them, but yeah, all of these point and shoots here are, for example, older cameras. He has like the video here, the video cameras here. Yeah, and it's cool. And his brother Van Neistat has a similar style. I haven't seen this video before, but I've seen the studio, right? And yeah, he has a lot of these compartments with a lot of stuff, a lot of custom-made stuff that revolves around and has double functionality. And he also has a lot of compartmentalized stuff. So, for example, he has a toolkit for his house, and then he has a toolkit for his workshop, and then he has a toolkit for his car, and he keeps all of them separate, right? So it's like modular in a sense, but also pretty separated. And yeah, and he writes his scripts with a typewriter, quirky stuff like that. And yeah, I think both of these styles have been influenced a lot by working with Tom Sachs. Tom Sachs is like an artist from New York, I think. And yeah, he has his workshop is kind of quirky like that, and he has also like a lot of custom made tooling made for that and stuff like that. And I find it pretty interesting, and I like this style of having a place with a lot of stuff that allows you to make stuff, right? That allows you to put your vision onto the world. And that's what the side of maximalism that I find appealing. And then the side of minimalism that I found appealing is Vitalik Buterin, for example. He more or less recently this year in summer he did a travel guide of what he carries in a backpack, right? So he's basically living in a backpack and he carries everything he needs there. And I like this because it's clever. He optimizes for volume, right? So he has this very cheap electric saver that you can charge by USB-C. He has like a super big USB-C charger that allows for the laptop charging, an electric toothbrush that is USB friendly, so we see everything is USB-C, so he has very little cables or something like that. He wears clothing like this, so he has this uniform that works in several temperature ranges. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And I think it's funny. And I find appealing about this what I find appealing about this lifestyle is that you can take the bag and leave, and you can be not set, but yeah, kind of set actually. You can do your regular day-to-day stuff everywhere without a lot of trouble, right? And yeah, I found this contrast interesting. The contrast between this having a set place where you have a lot of stuff that you use to make the world a better place, as well as this I'm needed in every place of the world and I don't know where I will be, but I still have my core essentials ready, and I like to think of this kind of stuff, right? And so this kind of like puts a dichotomy, right, between moving between it's so great. This dichotomy I think is solved more or less having moving between several bases, right? And I'm not saying it's solved, but I think a good compromise that I find interesting, better phrasing, is having several bases that are equipped, but you need more money for that, right? So Vitalik probably could do better with this, but because he has money. But maybe, for example, a regular nomad lifer or something like that, no, he couldn't. But yeah, so for example, in this video, Alex Hormozi, who's like a dude who got rich building gyms and scaling and stuff like that, and now is like more focused on the business side of it. He talks about this because this is another minimalist title kind of video, which is I sold everything, but then he talks about how he found this happy medium in having several bases.
I overcorrected for I don't like having stuff, to going all the way the other way where I had nothing. And I think that it's probably more in the middle. And so I'll tell you what we ended up settling on. I think that as you become more, ultra wealthy, whatever you want to call it, as you level up, and the reason I'm making this is because I didn't know this as I was going into it, so hopefully I can just help someone avoid the overcorrection that I made. Is that I think the ideal setup is having 2 to 3, maybe 4 primary homes that you actually stock with all your stuff in the meantime. So you can just basically pick up and leave. So you have the flexibility of moving, but you have the familiarity of your things. And then in the meantime, you can still go travel, but you still have a home base. Not having a home base was not advisable. I felt kind of like a nomad, but free floating in a way that I didn't like. And I realized that over time as we were kind of going through this process. One of the other
he talks about this as the in between I guess not being a minimalist and having buying a lot of shit that you don't need, right? Not so maybe call that maximalism or call that just being wasteful. But he puts these several bases in the middle because he talks about this before. but he's very particular about some sort of things that you really become particular when you get rich, right? So he has like a lot of little things that he really likes this way, and he lists some of the stuff right here. That it's like having a good gym at his house, having some kind of stuff, right? So because, for example, Vitalik with his one backpack, yeah, he can go everywhere and he can maybe plug his MacBook in and do some Wi-Fi and just start working. But he doesn't have like the comfort of what Alex talks about here, for example, which is having the sauces that he really likes in his fridge, or some supplements. He didn't talk about sauces, but supplements, right? He's a fitness guy, so he eats a lot of supplements, like protein powder and stuff like that. So he wants that at every house, at every like main location that he goes to, or having a gym at his house that he with all the equipment at his house. Because maybe if you're going to some city and you have to stay in a hotel, the gym is very far away, or it's a gym that doesn't have the things that you need in your gym, or stuff like that. So I thought that this was interesting. And another one person that does this thing at a smaller scale, I think, is this Ceros Block dude, who is a Spanish poker player, who is basically like a digital nomad. And I watched a lot of his digital nomad videos, kind of, well, not digital, but or kind of in a way, but nomad videos. And basically, he has lived in London. He has lived also in Georgia, I think, in Tokyo, and he had like these several bases, and his goal was to have a base in Europe, a base in Tokyo, and base in Asia and stuff like that, and a base in the States, because those are like the main places where tournaments and poker tournaments happen, right? So he was struggling to find a good Europe base because of taxes, and because of, for example, in Georgia the taxes are low but the infrastructure is pretty shitty or something like that. London, he didn't really like the affordability and the kind of apartment he could afford, and the whole process of finding an apartment that was very hard. Tokyo he really liked, but it's not Europe, so he's far away from stuff and stuff like that. And he has this Vienna video that he just uploaded, but I haven't watched it, so we will see. And then I also wanted to talk about my dream layout of home. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my dream house situation right now. I got interrupted by my mom because internet cut out, and I'm using right now, for what you're going to see here, to play this video, for example, and stuff like that, I'm using my phone data on the Wi-Fi. But my mom interrupted because she wanted to know how Wi-Fi works, because she had mobile data on her phone, but it didn't work, but because she was still hooked up to the Wi-Fi, that doesn't work. So yeah, my dream home scenario. Ideas. This is one idea that I had as like inspiration, because it's a dude who bought a family house for he has like a kid, I think, and he also has these two buildings which are pretty big garages with a loft and stuff like that, to like work on cars and to hold them. And I thought it was pretty cool, not only because wow, Japan, so Japan, no, not all. Not only because of this, but yeah, I'm running on phone data, that's why it doesn't load. But yeah, you get the idea. Not only because of this, but maybe partly. But place versus place, Japan. But because I like Japanese cars, and I'm also part Japanese and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is like a general idea of what I would like a dream home to be. But starting, I also have these pieces, and starting by my room, because right now it's the place I spend the most. Maybe this is like a kind of a teenager stuff to dream about, but I think it's like a place to start. Why not start with what currently surrounds you, right? So I also have this split up in case I want to make like a more grown-up person, right? So it's like, instead of just room being room, it's bedroom separated from the office, right? And in the bedroom, the purposes are like having a bookshelf Why? Because reading on bed is neat, so it's nice to have some books close to you when you're going to bed. And also having a single bed that is not single bed as in standalone bed, that is not bunk beds, not as in a queen size or king size or small, no, or single size, no, it's just a bed. I don't care the size. If I'm sleeping with someone, but a big bed, I guess. But because I don't want bunk beds because it's annoying as fuck. Because if I want to like raise my hand here in the middle of my room, I hate it. And yeah, it's not, I don't like having bunk beds, it's annoying. And also, my mom has a queen size bed that folds down, and that also has like a bunk bed that can fold down, and sometimes it folds down and sometimes it doesn't, right? So that could work as well too. So, some kind of modular setup like that, where if you, in case you need like more people or something like that, you can get another bed. And yeah. And then yeah, phone charger by the bed. I mean, this is a dream house, but it's gotta be realistic, right? And yeah, maybe some kind of dresser. Then I have a his and hers wardrobe in here, and a dream office. And yeah, kind of like going back into the theme of this video, which is like maximalism versus minimalism. I do have like a separate wardrobe because I do like to, I don't know, maybe it doesn't look like it by how I dress, but I do like fashion and stuff like that, and I like trying out new stuff and like having the possibility to buy stuff and keep it, right? To like several purposes, in case like I want to dress more goofily or to dress like more plainly and not to think a lot about it, right? But to have the option to, in case I want to think about it, to be able to think about that and like pull out combinations and like have like the whole color gamut of stuff, different fabrics, stuff like that, right? And then a dream office, which is having a sofa bed. Is it called sofa bed in English too? So yeah, a comfortable sofa bed, which is comfortable as a sofa and as a bed. In case like to have more space to host, right? Because if you have a dream house, it's because you sometimes want to host stuff right there, right? And having a standing desk. That, well, standable desk, I guess. Standing desks maybe are fixed, and standable desks are desks that can be used in standing position but also sitting. So one of those. And yeah, cool chair. And yeah, the books usually go into the office, but I would have maybe office books and bedroom books, right? So yeah. Then yeah, I think it would be cool to have a pool, especially a long pool, right? To do like largos, se dicen en español. Yeah. Yeah, some kind of dream hideout, right? In a post-apocalyptic proper scenario. Then a dream garage. And the dream garage, yeah, I've thought of the different parking solutions that I would find funny to have, but maybe, yeah, to like be able to host more cars. And yeah, having a dream garage, that's also like kind of a dream studio, like Casey's or stuff like that. So a workshop, not only for cars, but for things in general. And this was an idea. This is like, yeah, a molecule that I don't remember, I think caffeine. But yeah, I want one with with octanes or like isooctanes, right? So they are epic in my imaginary garage. Fuck. And yeah, that was basically it. So yeah, leave a comment with what you think. What do you think about this maximalism versus minimalism? Do you like it? Do you like one more than the other? Do you, yeah, what's your dream home? Do you have like one thought up? And yeah, oh, and this is a part of a 100 videos challenge. This is the 4th episode, and yeah, you can check it out here, the rest of it.